fuck, I am. No.
Reading in the class description.
Oh god, paste. Oh shit, that didn't work. Oh no. Good.
Oh, just a back.
Oh,
Oh no, it only did mine.
okay, you did work.
Why is it? I'm just trying to. Yeah. Enter. The expert, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm just trying to make my face like.
Oh, there we go. There we go. And then Agent Zipper is J12. There we go. Staff didn't transfer over properly, so I just fixed it. Oh, it resolved the two classes on the players 2 and 4 or 3 and 4 did not fit included.
It's the 18th. Yeah, it's the 18th. Tuesday the 18th of some month of May. I just minimized all my windows and now I've got them all back. We are doing Cryptid Chronicles, which is a group of one-shot tabletop RPGs where we're building up a universe of cryptid monsters that occasionally come over to a universe of human people and do cryptidy shit. Also, we draw stuff and hang out and have a good time. And today we are doing a retrospective on the Stewpot game that we played last week, deciding which stuff we want to see more of and which stuff we want to see less of, and then we're going to start a game of Mystery Monster Mechandise, which is a game I hacked from Hawkers and Bell Songs, and I'll get more into that when we get into that. Doing this wonderful exercise with me, well, exercise makes it sound really unappealing, is Eve. Oh boy, I can't, you guys aren't coming through on my speakers. Yeah. I thought I fixed it when we were in the pre-show, and then it obviously didn't. Didn't fix. Somebody chime in.
Hi.
Okay, we're good now. Yeah, joining me on the show is Eve.
It's me. I'm vaccinated.
Nice. Esty.
Hi.
Daryl.
Smurs Day, the 18th of Smarts.
Why are you like this?
My family.
And I am your host and facilitator, Nifty Hat. And yeah, so we're gonna do a little chat about the game we played last week, and do what I'm currently calling canonizing of stuff, which isn't really fair because we're not gonna be like retconning stuff from the game. I just want to establish like what people want to see more of and what people want to see less of, and what new stuff we should start doing. If that all makes sense to you guys.
Yeah.
I have just taken a thing from that I do in my day job called a retrospective, taken its template and applied it to what we're doing, talking specifically about world development. So have you guys all got the Jamboard up?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that the thing where it says mismatched Stewpot post-mortem? Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 3 columns here. There's what to continue, what to stop, what to start. So things to continue is like themes and mechanics and stuff you want to see come up more often. You want to see keep coming up. So if there's like, oh, I want to see more of this character or more of this thing in the game, or more of like this narrative thing that came up during the game, then that's what would go in there. I'd love to see like, can you use the sticky note thing to add stuff?
Oh, sticky note.
I picked pink.
Looks like
Pinks are my sticky notes.
Thanks.
I
saw
too
that.
want to see more of that. What to stop?
Yeah, what to stuff is stuff we want to see less of and not come up again. That doesn't mean we have removed something from the universe. It's just, when we're playing a game, it's not something we'll pull from and be like, I don't know. Well, something somebody didn't really feel in Stewpot. Somebody give me an example.
I think the only thing I didn't really like about Stewpot was it was kind of like the mini games and what we had to do was confusing. So I like Stewpot overall, other than the fact I just
I was thinking more like specifically like narrative content. So it's like, oh, I don't want to see big poisonous berries again.
Ooh.
I feel like we have explored the giant poisonous berries in the Stewpot tree as much as is important.
That would be taking a contempt from me right there. I'd take a contempt for that shit.
Well, nobody was giving me a good example, so I had to pick something, and that's what I picked.
Thematically, what did I not like?
It can be. It doesn't have to be thematic. It could be themes, content, whatever. It could be tools. It could be part of our processes. It's just like stuff. I would really appreciate seeing some content related stuff here, because it's going to give me a good thing to pull from as facilitator, being like, and then like F Sharp's apprentice shows up, and it not be a thing where everyone's like, oh god, F Sharp's apprentice, I want to talk to this guy, he sucks.
Characters?
Are you asking? Are you saying should you name specific characters?
No, like, should we, like, you're asking if there's characters that we do or do not like that we do want to see more?
Yeah, or places, or like, you know, it could be like, oh, I want to see more of the giant sand crabs, or like, I want to see Neptune's pride come up again. You don't have to, but I'm just... It would help me.
Glamour on the Eternal Legacy character.
What about you, people watching? Is there anything you did or did not like?
Try and frame it as what we want to see more of and what we want to see less of. Because, like, you might opt to say you want to see less of a thing that you still like.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, you know, when the Adventure Zone stopped doing balance as their live shows, because they were like, we didn't want to have our live shows be like, and then this character shows up and does catchphrase. Like, it doesn't mean those characters are bad anymore. They just don't want the content to be that. Man, I hadn't thought about what I'm going to put on here. This is difficult. This is hard.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Can I figure this out? Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Oh, yeah, I think I got it. Damn, man. Oh, wait. Someone already put world building. Ah! Alright, get out of here.
Try and go narrower if you can.
Narrower.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. How to put this in a succinct fashion?
Use many words and then reduce it to less words.
Yeah, this is essentially what I'm interested in. I want to know more about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm keen.
So that you probably put that in what to start, right? Like, we haven't got into what crypto world connections look like.
Sure, okay.
Hey, I wrote that too.
You know, like, honestly, kind of two minds, but yeah, I like it in, well, I mean, no, that's dumb. I already was talking. Don't go there. I'm gonna get mad at you.
This is like Eve's second on what to stop.
How dare you?
I don't want to stop it, but I do want to be mindful about...
My characters are all amazing.
Yeah, your characters are all amazing. I think because we're going to dip into, like, not crypto world stuff, that having both Blanderon and Blegolus show up might be a bit much.
That's kind of fair. They turn out to be really good buddies in the other world.
Also, like, besties. Everyone loves Bleg, right? Nobody doesn't love Bleg. But Bleg also doesn't have any capacity for, like, character development. Or, like, to be part of things that are happening in the world in a big way, because he's, like, a cameo character.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of do agree. I don't want to keep pulling characters from previous things just because we know them. I'd rather them show up because we actually want to deal with them.
And it's like, if in a game where we were playing a more crunchy game where roles mattered, and like Blanderon was on screen, and I put as GM, I put Blanderon under threat of like, this guy could die if you guys don't do something, it should feel like a real threat, right? Also, my stream is not updating. There we go. That should fix it. More fish? I feel like some of you are taking this less seriously than others.
Fish are actually really good for hitting people with this.
Oh no, I was just thinking because like
No.
all the creature species variants. I'm gonna specify it. I was just doing it to be funny.
No, don't fight. No, don't fight. Oh my god. Oh.
Start talking to the cats again.
The single cat fighting with itself.
The only cat.
It's having like a Fight Club moment over there.
I'm gonna say go until 8:45, and then I'm gonna call it, and we'll just go over this.
Okay, a couple more minutes.
Yeah, a few more minutes.
Okay, there. I specified beyond more fish.
Actually, I've changed my mind about this. What to stop? And Jade, you feel free to update your unhappy face if you're.
Yeah, I'll look at it.
Why?
Because they're not that interesting. Like, they're really good as a narrative touchstone of, like, everyone knows what the fucking fighter, bard, rogue, whatever does, right? Like yeah. Everyone knows what an elf is. I just don't find those spaces particularly exciting to explore, and I don't want the whole of crypto world to become an RPG, right?
Right, okay.
I feel like crypto world wants to be a like very broad palette of stuff we can pull from, because the other world is going to be much narrower.
Oh, thank you, Ryan. Ryan brought me dinner because it took forever to cook.
In fact, no, I'm just gonna leave it at that for now.
Oh, Ryan, thank you for the delivery.
Thanks, Ryan.
Esty says thanks for the delivery. He won't know because I didn't tell him.
Okay, good. I was gonna go. It's even funnier if he has no idea what I'm talking about. My delivery driver today was Ryan. And so I was just like, hey, I didn't realize he had a car.
I was gonna change it to Tarot and Ink, but then I didn't want Tarot and Ink being on a card together. I don't know. I'd be like, hey, it'd be nice to see more of that relationship because it's very cute.
Even just like making them possible NPCs for like cryptid hunting, because like they fight monsters, so it could just like easily like retrofit that they were just retired cryptid hunters.
Like if they were in human world, would they be cryptids themselves?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. Right. Yeah.
I think even possibly anything that's come from crypto world to the human world is a cryptid in some way, even if they're like human shaped. But you know,
Ooh,
we will discover it in play for sure.
that's ambitious.
Right, we will burn that bridge when we get there. It's
Yeah.
8:45, so please stop adding things. And we'll go through the stickies real quick. So things to continue, more monster parts. I assume that's like just monster parts in like more games about monster parts.
Kind of, yeah. I really enjoyed when we did the slice part where we came up with monster bits, and then post game, like not during game, I got to like figure out what that would look like.
I found another cooking game. I found 2 other cooking games, but one of them is like a generic module that can be adapted to anything, and then one of them is an actual like mini game you can play. Okay, designing the scene. That's interesting. Esty, did you write that? That sounds like a you thing.
I
Yeah.
think all the white is SD.
Yeah, all the white me. I just love when we just do like the little I especially loved with the Quiet Year just drawing and like building upon that world, and even
Quiet
just like
Year was cool.
yeah, and like set up the scene where it's like, oh, they just live in trees and everything is just kind of dangling. I just love world building, so like designing like the scenes are just super fun.
Okay. I did that. It's like my favorite thing. So, and then we've got the exact opposite of that. More of the story moments, i.e., the bar tale and the bar drink.
I want my cake and I want to eat it too.
That Bard's Tale thing was like one of my favorite moments from the whole game. Because it was like I could really picture it in my head. And it was really
that with the mushroom.
Yeah, and
oh,
like
okay.
this room filled with like these shimmering spores. That's like a 3D projection of what's happening. And it was like it was not just a pretty scene. It served a big narrative purpose to tell us some stuff about what these characters are like. Right? And also Mushroom Guy is super cool.
Yeah, I like just like the unique way of like how you can utilize monsters to do the same thing people can in a different way. Good. Good shit.
Yeah, we got world building, which I think is similar to designing the scene.
Yeah. Any really small notes that kind of hover over other things is me agreeing or me like adding on.
Creating characters, I think, is a thing we're never going to be able to get away from. I guess we could if we like picked a system and we're like we make these characters and we just move them from one system to another.
3 main characters only.
That can be interesting in its own right, though. I think that it's kind of interesting.
Okay, my next character is literally just Shrek. Can I play just Shrek?
Realistically, I'd probably have an easier time just seeing pre-built characters all the time, but you know that's not what it's about.
Can you change it up a bit so it doesn't look like you're copying DreamWorks homework?
Yeah.
I've got a cooking game on the books. Also, oh yeah, cooking, more cooking, like cooking, full-on cooking cryptids.
I mean, I have a small sticky note attached to it that says cooking them or them cooking, either.
Okay.
It can be cryptids cooking things or us cooking cryptids. I don't care. I like the concept of it.
Cryptids cooking us.
Create a TV show of cooking with
potentially.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, cooking with cryptids.
But it's like cryptids.
But it's just cryptids.
I was wondering if somebody done a tabletop RPG that is like those cooking shows, like the secret ingredient cooking shows. And we could do that, but like the contestants are all cryptids.
Or the secret ingredients are cryptids.
Could be both. Could be a little both. Okay.
Secret ingredient is your mom.
More species, creature variants, evolved versions, and different skins, etc.
You know how like Final Fantasy, there's not just like the Corolla, there's like the white one and the orange one and the this and that.
Like regional.
Yeah. Or like Pokemon where there's the Meowth and then there's the Meowth that is
Hawaiian Meowth or Alohan Meowth.
Yeah, Alohan Meowth, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I got to think about how to fold that into play. I like it. I just need to work out how it fits into playing a game of something. don't stop. Vague mini games, more specificity, maybe a role system with more options like chopped. Wow, you guys are really gonna hate the game that's coming up because you know how vague it is.
Yeah. I think it'll be a little bit better in the sense that it's kind of, I understand that it's more storytelling, but the other one felt like it was mechanics heavy, but some of it was mechanics heavy and some of it wasn't mechanics heavy.
Yeah. Do you want to at some point do something that is the like high end of crunchy?
Maybe.
So that you know like what the top side of that feels like. Definitely
Yeah.
this Hawker's hack we're about to play is the most mechanically loose thing I'm likely to do.
What,
I guess,
what do you mean by crunchy?
how much stuff is based on you rolling dice to determine, like rolling dice and looking at stats to determine outcomes.
Right, yeah. Naturally, I'd be into that sort of thing for sure.
It's like the opposite of what I'm interested in. Except that occasionally you can use resources in ways that are interesting to like push through the themes of the game. So in Blades in the Dark, which is a game about doing heists, you have a resource called stress that you can spend to be like to do a flashback. So you like had the thing you needed right there hidden under the table because you had previously planted it there before you did your heist. Or you can spend it to try and avoid something going wrong. And then when things go wrong, it costs you stress. So there's push and pull between like using it to give yourself an edge and saving it so that when you get in a real bind, you don't just fucking max out on stress and exit the scene.
Right.
And that creates the theme is reflected in the mechanics, and that's good shit. What's not good shit to me is if a monster has 50 HP and you do an attack that does 1 damage, and I'm like, 50 of those, it'll go down. The attack doesn't feel impactful or meaningful, or it doesn't have any narrative weight, right? Like the difference between 1 and 2 damage doesn't have any weight. So when things get super crunchy and it's like, oh, you have to look up 2 or 3 different stats and roll across a bunch of tables to find out how much you hurt the thing, I'm like, I'm not. That doesn't appeal to me specifically. I wrote less RPG tropes, which Jade said kind of agree.
I like some tropes, but I do get it.
I need to rephrase this as like, if we do RPG tropes, make them more twisty.
Yeah.
Like twist them up a bit. I really like the Minotaur who likes tea. He likes tea, and he ended up basically being a waitstaff, but are like a burly waitstaff that my character would still arm wrestle with. What to start? Weapons or cursed items?
Well, we may potentially be having some cursed items very shortly.
Yes.
Yes.
But technically, we haven't started doing that.
Yes.
Like the closest thing we started was the magic octobase.
Yeah, I was very tempted on what to continue to put a sticker for the where the my magic instrument came from. But it's very self-effacing. Like, I'm very interested in that.
I think that's probably mostly fine. You following things that you're interested in. Get you, I swear to God.
Duncan's not allowed having fun. He's
He's
creating the fun for us.
As facilitator, it's my job to put all your needs first.
Interesting. Okay.
Sometimes that's a need for me to have a short word with you about your behavior, Daryl, before you get any funny ideas.
Hey, I'm a good boy now, okay? I'm keeping it straight, I'm keeping it clean.
He even drew for you.
Yeah. No jokes, no funnies. I'm playing it straight.
Yeah,
no
sure.
more gags.
All right. Designing NPC ideas that will fit in with the world, some kind of building systems.
You know, there's a YouTuber I watch who every single video he has a sponsorship for this. I think it's called Campfire, and it's all about keeping your world building like straight.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can think about right now.
I mean, maybe like starting to do this canonization process will help with that. But also, I'm the only person who wrote a specific thing from the world down to keep, to be like, this is important and we should reference this in stuff that we build in future. And we're going to have to be selective. We can't just be like, everything is important, because I can tell you from running Monster of the Week is...
I would like to point out that I wrote Blanderon. Oh wait, no, I deleted that one. Right.
I'm just, it's factual from when I was running Monster of the Week, is eventually your like canon of material gets too big for you to like, for it to not be this massive job to add something to it.
That's fair.
So yeah, designing NPC ideas that will fit in the world, some kind of world of building systems. My kind of idea for this is to write down a series of questions to ask about NPCs when we create them, to work out where they fit in the world.
Okay.
Does
I was
that...
thinking like it must be like procedurally generated, so we kind of like neat. We get a different one every round.
Sorry, the procedure generate the NPCs or the questions?
No, I like
NPCs.
creating NPCs.
Okay, that's fair.
But that should, if we add that restriction, it should let us place them in the bigger world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Need to keep it like scoped to the game to not make small games.
We could
get
at
too
least
big
have
and
like
vice
some
versa.
basic rules, like you can't create NPC cryptids in the human world, kind of thing.
Yeah, I was thinking of stuff like that. We should talk about it off stream, I think. I think that this is not a discussion that is worth
no, that's fine.
hashing out on stream, and we should come up with an agenda, and then some potential questions you can ask yourself when you're like making a character for Crypto World or whatever the other world's going to be called. Oh my god, I hope it doesn't get stuck as Crypto World.
We'll see.
More nature-based cryptids. Yes, I third that. That's cool. Connection of crypto worlds and figuring out a connection between two worlds. Do you guys think we're gonna need to play a game to specifically solve that, or do you think it's just we're gonna get?
I mean, I feel like I feel like that's an element that could kind of like suss itself out as we go, potentially. You know, like
yeah,
that's
maybe
something...
while we play this game, we'll kind of understand a little bit more about it, and it could be something that we don't know for a long time. I just would like to figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, once we play this game, with this game and the last game, we now have like a foundational game in each world, which should give us a good ground to be like, how do things cross from one to the other? Do they cross back? How permanent is it? How dangerous is it? You know, that sort of shit. Horror elements and spooky shit. We're gonna hopefully get to some more of that today. Although I've seen the character concept, so maybe not. The core failure mechanic in this is, though, you are noticed by a larger and more dangerous organization. So it's definitely like it has a fail state. It has a fail state that implies risk, and not just like Stewpot doesn't really have a failure state.
Nah, you just do stuff until you're equated into the town.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, somebody creates poison berries that could somehow kill everyone.
More fantasy places in the crypto world. Yep, agree with that. That's because I wrote it. Of course, I'd agree with myself. Cryptids doing wrestling or superhero stuff, and that's just because I wrote it in the Discord and I really want to do worldwide wrestling.
I'm into the wrestling, the cryptid wrestling thing.
I think actually there's a... Oh, hang on, no, there's another thing here. Some kind of goal uniting the spoops with the purple.
Yeah. I specifically wrote it back because it sounded funny. I just like when we have like people interact and like try to make it work out.
John Freeman, Saber Cummins.
I think so. We were just talking about like establishing an agenda, and I think one thing that has been in my head very firmly with the agenda from the start is that in the human world, cryptids should be scary no matter what. like they might be creatures that you work with or form alliances with or like work around, but you can never shake the idea that they are monstrous in some way.
Sweet. That's cool.
I'm trying to deliver on some of the stuff we agreed to when we started doing this by saying that. But I'm pretty sure on the crypto world side, we could definitely see some, like, you know, alliance happening. But yeah, if you want to shoot me down with that thought, now is the time.
No, I'm fine with.
To be like, no, I
don't have an opinion at the moment.
Okay. This is not going to be like Monster of the Week. There is not an ending where everyone gets to be friends.
That's
Right.
At
Okay.
least on the human side of things.
Okay.
I was just going to make a really cutting comment about Promised Neverland, and then I realized that only 2 people on the stream would get it.
Ooh, big spoilers.
Ooh, I've got a nasty headache.
Gotta drink that water.
No, it'll turn the frogs gay.
Oh, good point. Yeah, you got your pros and cons.
There's a thing on the what to start list that I'm not putting on here. I should have put on here, but it's not really up for debate because I've just decided that's what we're doing as facilitator.
You are the god.
Yes, I am. I am the benevolent dictator. We're going to start rotating game selection. So
What was that?
we're going to start rotating game selection. So each new game we play, one of you 3 will pick what game we're going to play.
Okay, until it gets back to you.
One of us 4 until it gets back to me. But that's 3 games from now.
Okay.
And then I don't have to deal with the pressure of weighing options up.
Okay.
I'm very happy and excited to step into the Discord and be like, here's some high concept stuff that I will run. And there's a list of all the games that I think are cool. But you know, if any of you want to run something that's cool, and if any of you want me to run something that is not massively crunchy, I'll run it. And even if you're like have a specific concept for a thing that you want me to run, and I'll do that. You'll have to come up with me with the system though. You can't just be like, I want to play a penguin TTRPG, and I'm like, cool.
Fuck, that was gonna be my suggestion.
Oh god, you're really threatening me with a good time right now.
Penguin TTRPG actually sounds kind of fun, to be honest. I have been playing a lot of Subnautica Below Zero though, so I'm very into penguins right now.
I'm gonna roll a d20 for a big long slide.
What'd you roll? Don't keep me in suspense.
I rolled a 2.
I assume that slide didn't go well then.
I ended up sliding on my head and it hurt really bad.
All right, I'm gonna keep this, and I guess that the things from this is we need to come up with an agenda and NPC questions, right?
Me.
Anything else? I gotta actually write this down somewhere because otherwise I'll forget. What we would classically call action items. I guess also I should write down what the. Do you guys want an actual rotation order of it's like Esty, then Daryl, then?
Yeah, oh man.
I think I'm gonna have to because otherwise you guys won't.
I'll pick next.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to go first.
I'll pick next. Don't worry.
Daryl, I went first 3 times. Go fuck yourself.
You have a time. I've got by far the least
Okay,
experience.
as not Duncan, I'll go first.
Further to your point, I also had the least experience when I had to pick something to play with other people.
Is that so?
Yes.
As not Nifty, as not our typical DM, I will pick something first.
Okay.
And then I vote Daryl so he also doesn't have to be last.
Okay.
Least amount of pressure.
Oh yeah, should we just do it? Do it that
Guess so.
way then. So you nominate who goes first who goes next until we're all done, and then come back around. That sounds good to me.
Okay, yeah, sure.
NPC questions. Anything else that I should add to my agenda for stuff?
I don't know yet.
I guess cryptid cooking. I'll have another look at that and see if there's like a thing. Maybe there's somebody who's done like a Food Wars type thing.
Well, so in my mind, Battle Chef Brigade keeps coming up when I think of cooking creepy monsters.
Yeah. All right. Well, that went 5 minutes longer than I planned it to. Well, I guess it didn't, because the intro to the show probably took like 5 minutes. So that was completely timely. You all killed it. You all murdered it. I should find a way of taking notes whilst I'm running these. And let's go to here so I can set up my Discord properly, and then we will go play some Mystery Monster Mechandise. I need to do... Where my live show window go? Huh, guys? Can you tell me that?
Live show window?
Yeah.
When he's streaming.
Yeah, I found it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, good.
Here. There we go. Oh, that's going to break this. So I need to do this and put this over here. And then I need to set up where's the... Oh, this is set up properly. Okay. We should be good now? No, this is pointed at the wrong window. Ugh. I love working with Streamlabs. It's great.
No. I just noticed the fucking Two Brothers shirt.
What?
Oh no. Oh, that's good shit right there.
Thank you.
This guy secretly Alex from Yick. That'd be a twist.
More Yick. Yeah. Why didn't Daryl put that up on the thing?
He said he wasn't doing any more goofs.
Yeah.
We all knew
more.
that was a lie.
I'm trying to rack up good karma points now. I'm trying to be conducive and lubricant to the function of the stream.
Good boy points.
Does Daryl want those tendies?
Yeah.
he's really after some tendies.
Kill them goddamn tendies.
He gotta unlock some more good boy points, so he's gotta behave for his chicken tendies.
Okay, here we go. Here's an idea. If I do this, and then I do this, and then close all of these things.
Buzzing you with your cute, stupid face, you only cat.
I go to Discord, stop streaming, and then stream this thing. And then
Ooh,
go
those are nice cactuses.
3 minutes.
here, and
3 whole minutes.
3 minutes.
That's what it says on your thing.
Oh,
Tab.
yeah. Because it's rolled over recently. And then I need to go to live show and open this thing, and this thing.
Sweet old kid.
Ugh. Alright, I got that one in the end.
Fucking fire. Thing tomorrow. Not looking forward to it.
We were
Good thing
good.
I'm
I
good.
didn't put anyone to sleep with me narrating what I was doing.
I don't think so.
Alright, so we're playing Mystery Monster Mechandise, a game about selling the evidence that monsters are real. It's a hack of hawkers and bell songs, and I made it. Because I was like, let's play this hack of hawkers, and then it turned out to be a lot more complicated than I thought. As always. It's currently not available, but I will probably make it available after this if I don't have a bajillion adjustments to make to it after we've played it. The games it's based on is Hawkers by sgates /August, Harpy Dora on Twitter, and the rolling mechanics for turns is based on Bell Songs by RPG Natalie. Bell Songs and Hawkers, both good games. You should play them. I got the idea from listening to friends at the table, which I guess I should also credit, who played both of these games, which is why I was like, oh yeah, I can combine these two things to make this thing I want to happen. The name of the game is wrong in the About section. This is what happens when you're building a game. It's a GM-less game about playing ex-cryptid hunters who've decided to retire to a quiet life of being shopkeepers after their exploits hunting legendary creatures. You've amassed quite a number of convincing pieces of evidence that cryptids are real in your world, and a pile of cryptid hunting gear. They won't do you much good just sitting on a shelf. It only makes sense that you sell them to fund your peaceful retirement. Right. There's a section on safety tools. We have lines and veils and the X card. Does anyone need refreshers on how any of those things work?
Nope, seems pretty straightforward.
I feel like I've done lines and veils with you guys.
I don't recall that happening before this.
Well,
that's fine.
Let's do it now, and then I don't have to do it again.
Right.
Or if I do, it's just for the purposes of people listening, and it's not for you guys. So a line is a line if you don't want to see it in play at all. You don't want it referenced, don't want anyone to talk about it. If you are currently experiencing trauma with a thing, or maybe you just, it's not fun to you, right? That's a line. Veils are for things that you want to not focus on. You're still okay with them existing in the world, but you want to just fade to black, or draw a curtain on, rather than getting into detail. The X card, we're not actually using X cards for these streams. We're just going to keep using holds from Stewpot. So either write hold in the Discord, or DM hold to me, or say hold, and we will stop play. When it's invoked, we stop without there's no explanation required as to why we've stopped play. We will discuss how we can resume play. We'll make the person who has called the hold comfortable again to continue play. I trust you guys that these tools hopefully shouldn't come up. I think that we have that rapport, but if anyone does feel the need to use any of them, don't hesitate to just fucking say so.
Yep.
So what you need to play 2 to 6 players who are your co-workers, 2 to 4 hours, 2 12-sided dice, and notoriety tokens. Oh, right, Daryl, this is where you were saying I called it notoriety in one place and notability in a different place, right?
Yeah, it's notability under, where was that? Yeah, rolling. It says Mark 1 notability.
I'm gonna change that to exposure right now. I'll live fix this. Hot patch it even.
Welcome to hot patch.
So, setting up, you're all former cryptid hunters who now work together in the same shop. First, determine what your shop is like. Is it tidy? Is it cluttered? Does it see a lot of traffic, or do you only get patronage from discerning collectors? What is its name? You should have an idea about your setting, how common magic is, how common cryptids are, and so on. So I want to deal with the first thing off the bat. This is a human side game from the Cryptid Chronicles, so cryptids are not common. They are rare, and lots of people just don't believe they exist. Like, consider it close to how things are in our lives.
Okay.
Of like, if you told somebody that you met Bigfoot,
Sasquatch is the go-to. Yeah,
you would receive an equal amount of credulous.
Yeah. Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Don't forget that Bigfoot whoops.
Whoop.
Whoop.
Everyone forget about the Sasquatch. It's all about the Sax Squatch. Love that guy.
Right, of course. Yeah.
How common magic is? It'd be like, magic is a thing that exists if you manage to lay your hands on something from Crypto World. Like,
Sure, that, yeah.
if you get something that leaks through, you might be able to do a very limited, very dangerous, very unpredictable form of magic.
Sounds pretty sick.
Yeah. In the Google sheet, I put in 4 detail spaces for the look, similar to how things were in Stewpot, so that each of us can just add, but you're not limited to answering a specific question for the shop. So does anyone have answers to like what this shop is like?
Oh, I was gonna say, one of those like shops where it's so cluttered you have to like squeeze through like certain corridors, or like to squeeze through to get to other parts of the shop, and basically you have to go around people by going other ways or stepping out of the way while they come or while they pass you. Basically, it's like a one person at a time, except for the main desk would have a little bit of space for multiple people to stand.
I already wrote my detail.
It used to be a restaurant.
Yeah.
Before it escapes my brain, my first instinct for shop name was off the record. I'm just, I'm just throwing that out there. You can munch on that.
Munch.
Yeah, you can smoke on that.
I just think, like, because then it has, like, a larger bathroom and, like, a small kitchen and stuff. Yeah. Maybe, like, so it's got, like, a balcony.
How obvious is it to people that visit our shop that it used to be a restaurant?
Yeah, is it like one of those buildings? Is it one of those buildings where like you can tell it used to be a Pizza Hut? Like it looks exactly.
I think it would make sense if it had, you know how at restaurants where people sit, the lights hang down really low?
Yeah.
I think it would make sense if it had that still. So in
we have like artifacts on like dining tables with a light over it. So we could afford
in our cluttered abode.
Yeah. Like we make sure that the aisles between tables are clean and like nothing else.
Okay, so it's super restauranty. Like we didn't even remove the tables.
Yeah.
I think maybe
we didn't have time for that. What, you want us to get new furniture? We're poor.
I think maybe we have like shelves stacked on tables or something.
Yeah. Yeah, just like this like ransack. We tried to make it work.
And then my question about it being cluttered is it cluttered enough that you could get lost, or
no? Because so Nifty, you know that bookshop?
Yes, when you said cluttered, I knew exactly which store you were talking about.
Yes, the bookshop that's downtown Vancouver, known for being cluttered. That's what I pictured.
The one where, like, if anything happens and a fire starts, there's nothing saving that, right?
I want to
like,
say it's McLeod's. Is this the place? Yeah.
You should be able to look for pictures if you click on it.
I'm gonna say like lots of gaudy signage, like heavily advertised on the storefront in the immediate area.
Yeah.
Is it like lots of posters and stuff, so you can't really see in? You have to like peer through the posters, and they're all like different and handwritten. Some of them are printed, some of them are handwritten, some of them are like neon.
Yes, neon signs.
Neon signs.
Yeah,
that's it.
If you guys haven't been to McLeod's, you need to go look up an image of like what this place is like.
It's like books on books on books. Some are piled up high, and you have to like some you just can't have.
I love
you just can't have.
I love that like this carpet. There's like a strip of carpet, and it's like taped down to the floor.
Yeah.
Also, if you ask the owner or like the guy that works there for a book, he like knows where it is.
Oh wow.
We were like in there one time, and this like person listed off like 5 books, and he knew exactly where they all were. I'm like, how the fuck?
Man,
so apparently the category system is just that man's brain.
God, yeah.
This bookshop's fucking rad.
Insane. Have you never been there?
Nah.
Oh, we'd pass it when we'd walk from EXP bar to the trace station on Granville, because we'd like walk up that way.
Well, I've never been to the EXP bar.
Oh, really? You weren't missing much.
Interesting.
It's a very
They have, like,
disappointing
like,
place.
F7.
Yeah, I was disappointed. Also, like, I really liked their beef dip, even if their au jus was just like wine, but like that beef dip was fine, or the Yorkshire was fine, and they just got rid of it.
Yeah, such is the way of things.
Such is the way.
Uh,
That upset me greatly.
do you get... Okay, I guess I have to answer this patronage question. Do we get a lot of customers?
Ooh.
So I think we do. Here's my pitch. Is that it's one of those stores that tourists come in and are like, ooh, you know, isn't this all cool and fanciful? But the people that know to talk to people behind the counter or what specific areas of the shop to go to be like, this is the good shit.
Oh, so it's almost got like kind of like a front thing going on.
Yeah, but we don't actually have a back. It's just like the clutter is so bad.
Right.
I was gonna say the good stuff's in the kitchen. in the walk-in freezer that's been shut off for like 4 years.
Do you guys see Good Omens or read Good Omens?
Nah.
Love
no.
Good Omens.
But yeah,
I just haven't gotten
in Good Omens, the angel who owns the bookshop to collect books. He almost never sells books to anyone.
I always call him a chew I fell to piss off my sister. Except she loves it.
But I think it's kind of like that, but we still have tact to sell to the tourists, right? Like we have like stuff where if they do pick up, like, you know, a genuine 30-pound hunting crossbow that could put a big hole in in someone's chest, we like gently guide them.
Oh, I was thinking, you know, they pick up something like actually, you know, perhaps interesting and valuable, and if we don't want to sell it to them, we're just like, oh yeah, that one's 56 mil.
$2,600.
How do you care to sign a blood contract?
Yeah, we just.
Oh, that one's cursed. Your family will die in 3 days.
Yes.
Highly discouraged.
So yeah.
Could I interest you in some authentic Loch Ness Monster merch?
Always.
I've written we have a bunch of tourist shoppers, but also core clients who know what they want.
Okay.
Right. We got anything else?
Okay, I need to write mine still, right? Nobody wrote mine?
No, nobody wrote yours. Is there anything else we need to establish details wise?
Just cluttered AF.
Yes.
Smells faintly of pizza.
It's an Italian restaurant.
All the good shit comes up on the dumbwaiter.
I was gonna say, the old owner still comes in and uses the kitchen from time to time.
Taro, you're back.
We already have a disguised cryptid. You stay away from this arm.
Should I get him?
No, it's fine. Right. He's gonna have a sit in front of my keyboard because he's a dick.
Oh, headbutt.
Yeah.
Alright. We're done talking about the shop?
I think so.
Let's talk about characters. I know you guys have all created your characters already, right?
Yeah.
I guess Asti? Wanna go? Or I guess I'll read. So in the book there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 classes. Each class gives your character a feature which is used when you're rolling things, and the 6 classes which are heavily inspired from the Monster of the Week book, which I should include my ludology. Whoops. There's the Battle Hardened. You look so tough. You look tough enough to take a supernatural monster in a fight and have stories about times you've done so. Your feature is intimidating strength. The Expert, you work or worked for a quote-unquote professional cryptid-related organization. You have a real knack for getting information you need, and their feature is information. The Incognito Cryptid, you definitely aren't a cryptid hiding in plain sight. Your feature is weird. The mundane, just a regular human being, very average, normal person. Your feature is luck. The criminal, sometimes searching for real monsters of this world means working on the other side of the law, and the feature is sneaky. And the nerd, Polaroids, newspaper clippings, and crossbows are so quaint and old school. The modern monster hunter uses enhanced smartphone, drone camera, and an automatic rifle, and their feature is technology. So Esty, tell us about your character.
My character is Poindexter. He is a he's a neckbeard with long dyed black hair and genuine leather trench coat with fingers gloves. What he calls is a fedora, but it's actually a trilby. An NES Zelda cart backpack, cargo pants, a Two Brothers shirt, chain wallet, and combat boots. He also sports a blue Oni mask with digital eyes and a voice modifier. I need to fix this spelling mistake, but my cat's in front of my keyboard. There we go. That hurt.
Okay, that's the Two Brothers shirt that Daryl was.
Yeah, stupid. Yeah, it was originally going to be the three wolves howling at the moon trope, but it was going to be Kill la Kill characters.
I do like the three wolf moon. That I like that one.
Yeah, it's going to be Kill la Kill because I was going to have it that my character wants to sell out, like make a bunch of money to buy anime figures and waifus.
Wow, it's like some fucking Travis touchdown shit. Yeah. Oh my god.
And I didn't want to name him Poindexter as his last name because I couldn't think of a name first name, so I just named him Poindexter. So it's just a play on Poindexter.
Okay. Two people didn't write their player names down, but Vex must be Eve.
Vex is me. Hey, my thing disconnected. How dare it?
Yeah. Yeah, Daryl.
Oh god.
We're like Derek. Chugmaster. 69. What we're gonna do? Big Chungus.
Daryl, if you want to write something fun, that's fine, but please be consistent. Like, please stay as Chug X69 or whatever.
I'll keep that in mind.
Just because when I went back to edit the audio for the last VOD, that whole section where we talked about that became a nightmare to edit because, like, nobody who's watching that VOD in isolation will understand what the fuck is going on. Anyway, tell us about Vex, Eve.
So Vex is the cryptid, and I don't really have like they're this kind of cryptid, but yeah, they're the cryptid. They mostly look like a normal pale person. They have pointy ears and mismatched colored eyes, but their eyes aren't always the same. Like it'll be like some days it's like brown and green, and other days it's like blue and purple. And they wear a like fancy tailored suit. They're they them non-binary. They look very much actually would love to share if my streaming thing would start streaming my screen again. But yeah, they are a small, slender person. They wear a kind of cape to hide their extra pair of arms that they usually have folded behind their back.
Okay, I love it. Great.
They also like to mess with people. They one of their favorite things to do is convince people like the most ordinary item is actually like a super rare cryptid thing. Like it could be a spoon, like a bent spoon, and it'd be like, oh, this one, oof, I don't know if I can sell you this one. They do their best to try to sell the most normal stuff to people, opposed to actually selling the actual cursed items. But they will sell cursed items, especially if it's funny.
All right, Daryl, tell us about Agent Sniffer Redacted.
Sniffer.
Oh, I see. Your pronouns are redacted.
Yeah. So it's not good to share your character spine, but I'll do so anyways. Kind of somewhere between JC Denton and Postal Dude is kind of kind of what we're going with
That doesn't
here?
help me. I don't get either of those references.
Seriously?
Maybe
I don't
JC
even
Denton,
remember what
but
Postal looks like.
Oh wow, okay.
oh,
God.
JC Denton's the Deus Ex guy. Okay,
Yeah,
yes,
he's the
I
Deus
know who
Ex
JC
guy.
Denton is.
And the postal dude is of course the postal dude. So he is a recent hireling who applied to work here with an obviously fake ass lorem ipsum goddamn resume. He claims to work for the Goetia Initiative, which seems to be something between a 2001 paranormal internet forum and Majestic 12. Um, he's basically decked out sort of like a like a Blade Runner-esque cyberpunk investigator dude. An unkempt ginger ponytail, got like a Punisher t-shirt, what looks like it may or may not be a military surplus tack vest, combat boots, really, really heavy freckling and dimples on his face. Yeah.
Okay. And then I just need to find a good old money name. I can't use Fitzroy. That's too much of a... Oh,
Milton?
Eve, your whole stream disappeared from Discord.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
trying to fix it. Give me two.
Oh, here we go. Spencer Churchill. That...
Ooh. Boy, oh boy.
I have limited access to my tablet right now because my cat's sleeping on it and I don't want to wait.
So I am playing Artemis R. Spencer Churchill. That last name is not their real last name. In fact, none of their name might be their real name, because they are the criminal, and they did crime to get all the money that they have right now. They acquired vast wealth, I think, through some combination of blackmail and larceny.
Sweet.
And is using it to fund this very legitimate cryptid store that is definitely not money laundering in any way, shape, or form.
I like it.
At least nobody can prove it's money laundering easily. And my look is well-dressed middle-aged gentleman, impeccably dressed, silver fox hair, wears jeweler magnifiers. I don't know what they're called. They're like the thing that the jeweler always has to like look at gems.
Oh yeah.
To see how rare they are. There might be some implication of it being used specifically to examine like cursed merchandise or whatever. Like it's
got like a demon eye in it.
It does more than give you a zoom up view of a thing, supposedly.
Or so he claims.
Yes, yeah. All right. So now we have characters. We need to create an item. There's roll tables, unless you guys just want to pick something, or should I just roll for us? I'm going to create an
cool
item
with you rolling.
and a problem. Alright. So our item is 4, which is a guide. And the problem with the item... Oh my god, okay, we got 12, which means we need to roll 2 problems.
I like it.
So the first problem is 4, so it's missing pieces.
Okay.
Oh, I love it.
Good.
And the other problem is 8, which is that the cops found you.
Oh boy.
So yeah, we're selling some guide. When I wrote it in this book, a guide was like some sort of cryptid hunting or fighting or killing guide, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Missing pieces assumedly means that the guide is incomplete in some way.
It's like one of those guidebooks that you get for video games where somebody has cut out a bunch of the pictures, and so on the other sides, there's blank information because on the other side of the paper there was important information.
Yeah. So anyone want to establish anything else about our item before we frame the scene?
I want to say it fits in your pocket.
Okay.
Like it's a pocket guide.
Okay.
Oh. It's also easier to fit in your pocket since it's missing pieces.
Is it actually? It's actually thinner than it should be.
Yeah.
Is it missing whole pages?
Yeah, I'm thinking like whole pages have been torn out.
Chunks of information is gone.
With this determined, it's time to frame your scene as a group. Determine where you all are and what you are doing when the buyer arrives. Don't be afraid to introduce complications into the mix. Overcoming complications is what makes things fun. I think I'm just going to jump ahead and talk through playing the game, if that's cool, before we frame.
Yeah.
So there's 4 phases to the game. The buyer comes into the shop, discovering the problem with the item, trying to resolve the problem with the item, and the sale of the item. So what was our problems? There were 2 problems, right? It's incomplete and the cops have found us.
Cops have found us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the way we play in scenes is that there is a focus. So one player is the focus player. Whoever bought or sold an item most recently goes first. When you're in focus, you describe what you do as you go about trying to sell the item. You describe what you say, what you feel, and what you think. The other players, your co-workers, will describe the world, speak for other characters, and judge the effectiveness of your actions.
Wait, we can buy items?
What?
Whoever most recently bought or sold an item?
IRL.
In real life.
Which would be me because I work at a retail store and SD wasn't working today.
I'm sorry, Eve. I didn't realize that this was I'd be picking on you.
That's fine.
With this. It's so in Bell songs, the person that goes first is the last person to pet an animal.
Which wouldn't be me because I don't have animals.
You're sad about going first. You're sad about going last.
I'm sad about having no animals.
Just go pet Pusheen or something. I don't know.
I will. Maybe not right this second, but I will.
Threats, obstacles, and opportunities. At any point during your turn, especially when it feels like something interesting should happen, your co-workers will introduce a threat, an obstacle, or an opportunity. When you do something to resolve a threat or obstacle, anyone can say that it is dangerous, uncertain, or both. If it's dangerous, your co-workers will tell you how you've made yourself vulnerable. If it's uncertain, your co-workers will tell you whether or not you make it based on their gut instincts. If it's both, your co-workers will tell you how the situation has escalated and become worse. So, somebody give me a good rote RPG or role-playing example. It's like you found a treasure chest in a dungeon, and you're like, I opened the chest. If your co-workers would consider the situation to be dangerous, they'd be like, the poison darts come shooting out of the chest. If it was considered to be uncertain, then it's more like you don't know if you could reach the chest or not. If it's both, then the situation escalates and becomes worse. That's your suddenly ogres moment. That's when you introduce something else that's going to make things even more complicated. You can veto whatever decision they would make by declaring that you are going to roll. In any of these situations, dangerous or uncertain or both, if your co-workers think that you won't make it, then the bad thing will happen if you don't roll. So rolling, you roll a d12 to determine the outcome of a character doing something dangerous or chancy. If you use your class feature, describe how you apply it and roll 2d12, take the highest one and mark 1 exposure, which I'm totally changing the name of right now. On a 9 to 12, describe how you turn the situation in your favor despite the odds. On a 5 to 8, you describe how you turn the situation to your favor and the threat is resolved, but a co-worker gets to say what factor complicates your situation. On a 1 to 4, you describe how a situation's gone completely wrong and you are put in danger, but your coworker gets to say what sliver of hope remains for you. There's a list of complications and hopes that I'm not going to go over here because we can reveal them in play. When anyone feels like the current action would make a good cliffhanger, they may end the turn, move to the next person's turn, giving them the focus. When it comes back to your turn, pick up from where you left off. Ending the game ends when either you've sold the item or you reach, I've got to update this, 6 exposure.
Oh.
So the singular item,
Yes, just the
the
one
whole
item.
game ends.
Yes. The way I see this is if we really enjoy this game, we want to play it, we can play another round to sell another item, and so on and so forth. We just sell one thing at a time. I didn't have the time to expand this to be like, this is a whole retail experience. Hawkers certainly doesn't support that. And to summarize the endings, if we sell the item, we get to describe what cool, good stuff happens from selling the item. If we reach 6 exposure, we describe how we've been revealed to a group more dangerous or powerful than us, and what fallout that has.
Cool.
Yeah. That's all the rolling stuff. Everyone... you guys already shared your thoughts about it, so we should clean up and play, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So, as a group, determine where you all are and what you're doing when the buyer arrives. Do we need to, as a group, establish the buyer before we establish a focus?
I suppose so.
I guess this is a question for you, Eve, since you would be the focus. Are you okay with the narrative weight of being like, this is the buyer?
Sure.
Okay, so let's, as a group, determine where you're all doing what you're doing when the buyer arrives. My character name, whatever it is, Artemis. Artemis R. Spencer Churchill. I'm in not like the back, I'm behind the counter cataloging some stuff.
I'm also kind of behind the counter, not helping out, just kind of chilling in a chair with my feet up on a desk.
I'm gonna say that Cipher is hauling in a bunch of like big like black military suitcases and just kind of like stashing them in the back of the store.
I'm gonna have to add that Artemis is just like pointedly ignoring everything. Steve.
Point is on his computer in the back having a bidding war on eBay.
You guys are all fucking model employees.
Oh well, I'm looking for cryptid shit, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna need this stuff later.
I'm just fucking around.
To be fair, the person I've got in the front is probably the person I most want to be speaking to customers, so...
yeah.
Alright, Eve.
Okay.
Focus.
The person who is coming in, he looks kind of like sketchy in the sense that he's like glancing around. He doesn't know how to act when he's buying goods like this. He's wearing like a hoodie. He's probably like young adult, maybe 20, 24, somewhere in that range. He has big glasses and long hair tied back in a ponytail, but you can't really see it because he has his hoodie up. And his hoodie's black, but on the back of it, it has some design for some bullshit anime or whatever he's into. I don't care. And he has baggy pants, and yeah, he comes in and he's like, he's sketchy looking, not because he himself presents sketchy with his clothes or anything, but he looks like he's like waiting for someone to jump out at him.
Oh, okay, so he's paranoid.
Yeah, he's paranoid.
Artemis,
think of somebody coming in.
Subtly checks the CCTV feeds around the shop.
Think of somebody coming in the first time they're buying porn.
Okay, so he's nervous about his first time.
Yeah. He's a newbie. He's coming in. He's like scared he's gonna get caught.
Does he nervously not approach the counter to talk to anyone? Does he poke at other
He'd
stuff?
probably start by walking around the store, like pretending to shop for not that. I don't know what else we pretend to sell, but he would probably like try to make it look like he's not eager, but I think he would approach the counter after a while, especially because my character would definitely not they're definitely not the type of person to be like, "Oh, hey, how can I help you?" They're just gonna sit there and you come to me.
Unblinking.
Spending an obnoxious amount of time browsing.
Not really paying attention to them, really. Just like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" Kind of my character does not care.
So I think that what happens is that this person, whilst they're going around the store, the thing we discussed happens where they pick up something that we know is actually genuinely dangerous. In some way. And Artemis just nudges you to go deal with it.
I roll my eyes.
I mean, maybe you have your feet up on the counter, right?
Yeah.
He takes your feet off the counter.
Oh, does he just shove them so my feet are
very politely?
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I look over what? I don't say what, but with the look over, it's oh, okay, there's a person there. And so I stand up and I go over and I'm like, "Hey, what you looking at?" Remember, I don't play the character.
Yes. I needed to establish about the threat or obstacle. I guess it's dangerous. And you made yourself vulnerable in that you are going to expose yourself to. Oh, have you made yourself vulnerable?
Near the object?
No, because I sent her. My character sent her to go near the object. Right. I think you're vulnerable in that Artemis has noticed how you've been with customers recently.
I'm vulnerable. I'm gonna get fired.
You're gonna get written up again.
Oh, whatever. My character does not. What are you gonna do? Fire me? Doubt it.
Maybe not fired. Maybe there's something that Artemis has collateral on you. That's not a big thing, but it'd be annoying.
I doubt it. It's probably just doing grunt work, okay, it's your time to clean the bathrooms or something. You're like, ah.
Is it something he's promised to not schedule you for bathroom duties for a month if you start doing your fucking job properly?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, something along those lines.
Having once been a restaurant, there's an inordinate amount of bathrooms. Once been a restaurant? Yeah, there's several bathrooms in here.
Yeah. So I think that's the you become vulnerable in that if you fuck this up, you may lose your bathroom not cleaning privileges.
Okay. Remember, I don't play the character though, right? I wouldn't want to talk to myself. That'd be terrible.
Yeah. You're just accepting this danger? I just want to know.
Oh yeah, my character doesn't care until it happens. So you'd be like, whatever, I'm gonna walk over here and be like, sup, dude.
Okay.
And then I'll basically not care, but it's okay, no, you have to clean the bathrooms. Be like, what? I did so good though.
Who wants to be the shifty teen? I'm gonna guess nobody.
I nominate Daryl.
Oh yeah. You want to be the shifty teenager buying crypto porn for the first time?
Oh man. Hey, look, me and some buddies we're planning out going out in the woods and doing some hunting, wink wink, next weekend. You got anything to help me out?
Look around, and the item that we're trying to sell in the scenario is on top of a TV guide, and I grab the TV guide from under it, and I hold it out and start flipping it through. It's see this? This needs to be deciphered, but it can totally tell you where any cool thing you want to hunt. Wink, wink. I say wink, wink aloud. Like, very clearly, like, my mouth is open. You're always like, but you also have to buy the decoder book with it, unfortunately.
Wow, man. I didn't know they were hiding codes and TV guides from 1998. This is kind of crazy. Maybe those X-Files episodes are real after all.
Dude, they're basically like, I don't know, like they're telling history, but like, you know, now.
Yeah, that's really exciting. You know, I've always wanted to meet Scully in person.
You could totally if you buy the both this and the decoder book.
Vex, how's your situational awareness? Would you notice if somebody was like listening in on your conversation?
Maybe if it was like if it's the boss, probably not. I don't care.
No,
but
no,
if it's
no,
like...
not the boss. I'm thinking, somebody who absolutely isn't a cop. He's an undercover cop.
Okay, he's totally not an undercover cop.
Started paying a lot more attention to you, since you started talking about the TV guide, specifically.
Can I pose a quick question here?
Yes.
So, like, how obviously cryptid is Vex? Like, how, you know, like...
I just look like a pale person, and I wear, like, this cloak. Like, I have pointy ears, so I look like I'm trying to look like a cryptid.
Okay.
But, like, my extra pair of arms that I hide behind my back is covered by my cloak. That's what I wear, or a coat, or my cape. So I just look like I don't want to say a bad cosplayer, but kind of a bad cosplayer with, like, you know, I have all the tropes. I have pointy teeth, I have pointy ears, I have the miscolored eyes, I'm wearing a fancy suit in like this old shop. So someone might think I'm a cryptid, but most people would probably think I'm some stupid teenager cosplaying as one.
Hey Eve, how close does your character Vex look like to Vex from the PS2 game Vex?
Not very. Well, pointy ears and short spiky hair, so I guess kind of. Taller.
Yeah, I should hope taller. And, like, does Vex sound like a person, or like what's... Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Vex is more or less like, they seem normal other than the fact that they're pale and they look like they're trying to cosplay as not normal.
Right, I see.
And of course, if you saw the extra arms, but they do a pretty good job at keeping those hidden.
Do they look like a teenager or an adult?
Probably closer to a teenager. You would probably mistake them for a teenager, but they're older than that. They just don't look it.
Interesting.
So the kid, the person who's buying might just think I'm lying because I'm a stupid looking kid, but I don't know. I don't think Vex would notice that. Definitely not a cop is paying attention.
Okay.
So afterwards, Vex does pick up the actual cryptid book, being like, yeah, this is like the boring old decoder, but the important stuff is in that fake TV guide.
Is this an upsell? Is that what you're doing here?
Vex wants to sell the TV guide as the actual item because they just think it's funny.
Okay, well, this is definitely unsafe.
Yeah. No, they just think it's funny. They're just like, they're trying to sell the TV guide as like the item that the person wants. And it's like, oh, also there's this.
Okay,
you,
but
you kind of have to buy it alongside.
The cryptid guide is the actual item, like the item with the problems, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's the mostly broken, and I guess the cops are on to me about it item. Yeah, so I present the actual item as like the code book, and I'm just like, yeah, you gotta get this with it. It's the one that'll like decrypt the important book. But yeah, I would buy both of them together, but you do you, bro.
Wow, man, yeah, this is like super exciting. But so this decoder book, right? A lot of these pictures in here, they're looking really detailed, and also the page numbers. I don't know. Is there a reason why it skips from page 5 to page 77?
That's clearly part of the decoding, my dude. They wouldn't make it straightforward. Like, what? You want anybody to find these hunting, like these, I don't know, bear? Wink, wink.
Shit, dude, that's sweet. Oh my god.
J.R. Not a Cop certainly perks up when it's mentioned that there's a huge section of the book missing.
I'm just gonna be so I've seen quite a few people looking at this week, specifically the guide, not the decoder, but we only have one decoder left, so you probably want to get them together. But the guide, again, a lot of people have been looking at that, and if you don't get it now, I can't guarantee it'll be here when you come back.
I just want to say real quick, you hear like swearing in the back room.
I ignore it because I don't care. I'm just messing around. I don't even care if I make the sale. I wouldn't say that out loud, but he doesn't care.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't know. Perhaps I've made this character too gullible, but so far you're doing a really good job on selling this naive teenager.
I mean, he is a naive teenager the first time he's coming in to buy porn, so perfect. I take the items and I head up to the front to make the sale. I'm very casual about it. I don't care.
Just like drop him down on the counter and go back.
Yeah,
to, like,
basically, you just like drop it on the counter, and I look at what was your character's name?
Artemis.
Artemis. I'm like, you can ring it through, right, Artie?
I fucking knew from the moment I saw your character you were not going to use my full. Artemis is like, yes, quite.
I'm glad we're finally getting a character with a British accent.
Yeah, Nifty's always trying to do other accents. Finally, he's just.
I thought we had a British accent character.
We did.
I'm sure we did. I bring back the guy who yelled all the time. He was the best. My best accent was yelling all the time.
Oh, was that the Scottish guy?
No, I like the Scottish guy too. No, it was the guy on the ship. I can't remember his name.
Oh,
he was like the skipper or whatever, and he just like yelled everything.
I remember that.
Oh yeah. Good times, yeah.
Yeah.
After trying to sell to the kid, I'll look over at the cop and walk over and be like, "Hey, dude, what you looking for?" And I look over at Artie, being like, "See, I'm doing a good job."
Are you gonna keep focus and deal with this cop situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I approach the cop and I'm just like, "Hey, can I help you find anything? These super legit, totally monster hunting items?"
The cop like looks at you pretty. Sorry, not a cop. Absolutely not a cop.
Yeah.
To be clear, this is a plainclothes police officer who is like everything about their posture is giving them away. But they're definitely they've done an impeccable job of dressing like a regular person.
Okay.
I don't have a name for them, but it's definitely
It's not a cop right now.
Yeah, it's not a cop. And they're a dude. And I guess they're in their like 40s, 30s or 40s.
Okay.
Sorry, what was the thing you said before?
I was like, "Hey, can I help you find anything in our legitimately monster hunting item catalog?"
Yes. I'm looking for a guide. And it's some sort of cryptid hunting guide, and it looks like this. And he produces a like sheet with an image that basically has. It's not like an exact repro of the cover of the guide that you just tried to sell, but it's very close.
Okay, he like leans in, or they lean in with their hand on their chin, looking at the picture, just like, nah, man, this is all wrong. I think like whoever gave you this picture doesn't look anything like this. Here, let me help you out. I take the picture and I like pull out a red marker and I start like drawing
Oh my
on it, like over
God.
top of the picture.
Oh my god.
Just straight up pulling a George Lucas. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's like, this part's real, this part's CG. It like drawing on it, like making it look not super different, but like I'm not like a perfect artist or something, but I edit the picture enough to look like a different book, and I hand it out and just like, but we have what you're looking for.
Look at this. Obviously shopped.
He like squints at the picture and then reaches in his jacket and produces another slightly different, like it's a picture taken from a different angle. Like looks at them both. He's like, no, I'm pretty sure that this item is in the store, and I'd really appreciate if you could help me find it.
I do have the item, but I'm telling you, the picture's wrong. That's the picture you have is not the monster hunting guide that you're looking for. That one is a fake. And it's very I've been working here for a few years. It's clearly I'm pretty good at this by now. That one is clearly a fake. But again, I'm going to show you the real one. And I walk down one of the aisles.
Okay, I think I'm going to set up some stakes here to find out if you're going to roll before you continue with this attempted deception.
Yeah.
Which is, if you do this, the second you set foot outside this store, you're going to get arrested.
Okay, I'm not stepping outside the store yet.
Or like in the near future, you'll be obviously this guy's in plain clothes, so they can't arrest you, but they will send people to arrest you if you if you just continue without doing a roll to like try and pull this off.
Yeah, I'll do a roll.
Yeah, roll a d12 if you are using your class feature, which is weird, right?
Yeah.
To somehow help sell this, that he's got this person has come in with two perfect pictures of exactly what they were looking for, and those pictures are somehow wrong.
No, they're the fake, dude. No, like he asked for a monster hunting book. Okay, I'm rolling a 6. What does that mean again?
On a 6, you describe how you turn the situation to your favor and the threat is resolved, but a coworker gets to say what factor complicates the situation. And we say the situation is that, like, JD, not a cop, is just, like, continuing to barrage you with doubts and becoming more and more agitated the more you, like, brush them off.
Okay, so okay, so the way it's gonna...
Oh, sorry, I should say the complication as well. My bad.
Okay, if you... Or do you want somebody else?
Oh, no, actually, describe how you resolve, and then somebody can pick a complication afterwards.
Okay.
I think that's fine.
Okay, so, I'm gonna put on this long spiel about how the item's actually cursed, but it does seek out those who are looking for it, so you know it's the real one if it comes to you. And just shortly after I say that, a book falls off the top shelf and kind of like hits the guy. It's a small book, about the size that the actual one is, and it like lands on his head and falls on the floor, and it looks like the one that my character drew on. Like it looks like the doodle I made.
I love this.
I'll explain how my character did it later, but
I love this because it could be something weird, but it could also be that you've like set up a floorboard, that you press the floorboard in a particular way, and then the book falls down, and you're like, ha! I fooled you. Okay.
I fooled you.
Okay, so anybody else, feel free to come up with a complication.
Yeah.
Okay.
I figured I would suggest somebody else do it so they are participating.
Yes.
Hmm.
Someone's trying.
Wait, so you're trying to sell a guide. We don't necessarily. Has the teenager left already?
No, presumably
No.
he's still.
So
I think after this we will hop focus over to somebody else, if that's fine, Eve. And try and deal with the actual customer.
Yeah, we'll do a complication. We'll do the complication, and then we'll hop over to the customer. That way, the audience is like, "Oh, what happened?"
Yeah. Also, you have time to think about how you're going to deal with this complication, right?
because I think it'd be kind of funny if the teenager sees like the other book and he wants that one.
Oh, okay. That's multiple things on this list. Yeah. So the buyer now wants to buy the fake item that you were trying to sell the police so that they wouldn't find the real item that the customer is actually buying.
This absurd sequence of events has convinced him that the legit item is fake.
This makes it hard to take focus away from Vex, though.
You can actually kind of do like a rewind time thing of like
yeah.
now
Now I should be
the teen is dealing with you
Artemis.
while I deal with the cop.
Yes. So I guess
think then, like, it'd be a good excuse to like introduce another character if we're doing that.
I mean, I was going to do the sale because I happened to be, or, try and do the sale.
Yeah, because I just shoved it off on him. I'm like, you can do this, right? Hey, and I walked away. I was like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I got bored.
I need to establish something before I do this scene, which is when the buyer looked at the guide and was like, is it supposed to go from page 5 to page 77? And Vex brushed it off. Did they brush it off because they were Vex, or did they brush it off because they already knew that?
Oh yeah, Vex knows. Vex is probably pretty good with knowing, first of all, what most of the cryptid things are and what they do. But they're more interested in messing with people.
Okay.
I just told them that it's part of the codex. Like, that's just, that's how codex books work. You have to work it out.
Yeah, I got it.
Like gives people powers just to see what happens. So he gives you like a powerful like cryptid book just because let's see what this kid does with it.
Yeah, that's something Vex would totally do.
Vex is just the outsider from Dishonored.
Has Vex clued in at all that this guy's a cop yet, or just like no idea?
I think Vex suspects that they're there for more than just like actually, like, especially when they pull out the picture. I think Vex is used to dealing with people who they would want to avoid normally because, actually being encrypted. So I think Vex kind of clues in, but doesn't quite know that he's specifically a cop.
That's funny.
Sorry, I'm taking a minute because I need to think about how Artemis. When Artemis recognizes there's a problem with the book, he's gonna have to play it off somehow. Because the teenager's not gonna realize, right? Because they're
a dumb teenager.
Yeah, they've been pretty well swindled so far.
Actually, no, I know exactly what happens. That makes this great is so the Vex dropped the items off at the counter, right?
Yeah, just toss them on the counter like a boop.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Artemis just rings up the TV guide, and then he like picks up the cryptid guide to put it through, but then like stops to examine it, like thumbs through it, and then like pulls an inventory board out from underneath the counter. He's like, one second, sir. Looks at the inventory board and then Esty, is your character actually first name Poin, last name Dexter?
Yes.
I guess that just call him Dexter.
Yeah.
Dex, maybe?
No.
Dex.
You wouldn't call him Dex. I would call him Dex. I'd
call this dude Dex. Artemis wouldn't call this guy Dex.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely my character would definitely call him Dex.
Yes.
Though. He might even call him Poindexter.
Dexter. Dexter, could you come to the counter a moment? I know the sales are important, but this is important too.
He like just comes out, just like grumbling under his breath. He's like, "It's fine. I'm just done. What's up?"
I need you to go to the back room. Artemis doesn't say wink wink, unlike you guys.
My character definitely would be like, I need you to go to the back room. A wink wink.
I need you to fetch sections F29 through E17, clippings 12 through 5, and the decoding wheel. He's like going through the inventory, and just collect those things so that we can complete the sale. Disclaimer, out of character, those things are not in the back room. Those things aren't anywhere because they're the incomplete bits of the book that we thought we were going to sell.
So what do I do? Oh, no.
I mean, you go to the back room. What do you say when I send you this stuff? Do you just go? You just take orders from Artemis?
Yeah, just walk into the back.
He's the boss.
Yeah. He's the boss.
Daryl, what awkward, polite conversation am I making with you? Or I mean, are you just like the teenager? I mean.
The teenager.
Because it's going to take a while to go not find this stuff.
I imagine he's doing something like loudly playing Raid Shadow Legends on his phone or something like that.
Dude, have you heard this game? Like, so many people suggest it.
This cool roll I got.
Artemis is like, oh, are you playing a Raid Shadow Legends?
Yeah, man, I heard
Artemis knows.
I'm pretty good at it. Let me show you.
Oh my god, does Artemis spend a bunch of money?
Yeah. Artemis has like $2,000 worth of like expensive MTX shit.
I got a fucking hacked Raid Shadow Legends account. Oh, shit,
I'm quite good at it with my money.
I hope there's no Raid Shadow Legends fans in the audience who are gonna call me out on my lack of Raid Shadow Legends knowledge.
Oh no, Raid Shadow Legends.
I like we've killed this opportunity for RP by doing a goof about free to play.
Nah, man, you're gonna like pull out your phone and you're gonna be like, check this out, and he's gonna see that you spent like $1 million on this fucking game.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, what this teenager would be doing is being slightly annoyed how long this is taking and probably playing a shitty mobile game. Whether or not we want that to actually be Raid Shadow Legends.
No, we've canonized this interaction now. The teenager's playing a mobile game. Artemis plays the same mobile game, but they are a whale.
I guess that at some point, teenager, while he's impatiently waiting, would see that I'm trying to sell another book to somebody else and hyping that book up, and that's when he's like, "Wait a second, I want that one."
Yeah, I mean that's definitely gonna happen.
Oh right, and that was the complication, is he's gonna come over and want to buy it. So my character's just like, wait, how can I dupe them both?
Yeah. Also, I don't know how capable this shitty teenager is going to be in actually purchasing, legitimate cryptid merch.
I want to move focus over to Dexter.
Yo.
Okay.
Because I sent them from one back room to a different back room.
Okay.
And I want to know what specifically is up with the missing bits of the book.
Because it's
Make
not
shit up.
Yeah.
Okay, so like the areas don't exist, so he's just kind of like looking back, like what the fuck do they even want me to do back here? And so he just starts like kind of idly going through like missing pages to see if anything sounds like it would belong. Because he wasn't given like anything else to do. He's just like, I don't know, man. And then fuck. He sees like a folder that he think might have it, but it's like underneath a pile of books. So he's just like, oh fuck, I gotta like take all these down. So now it's just like him idly moving books for what is going to ultimately be the wrong thing.
I mean, there is no right answer.
Exactly.
I guess that's what creates the teenager waiting too long to want the book I'm selling him.
Mm-hmm.
Everything goes silent.
Yeah, I need you guys to help me out here. I can't
Okay.
generate all the threats and obstacles myself.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, Daryl, this is also your job when you're not actively playing, is you're supposed to be helping other people with their scene.
So I guess that counts as technically something important has been misplaced. And it's the rough.
Yeah, but
that's a complication
that complication only comes up if you roll for something.
Okay.
Oh, but this is if it's uncertain, your coworkers will tell you.
It's like I can't describe anything uncertain or dangerous about going to a back room to look for something, to just look for something that isn't there.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, how about I think it's dangerous because since the books and shit are piled up so high, it's actually holding up a shelf that it's hard to tell that they're holding up the shelf, but it's holding up a shelf, and if you aren't too careful, it's just gonna fall all on you and probably destroy some stuff.
Oh. Where is it? So I don't want Jamboard.
Here should have been.
Because I need to roll.
Yeah, that's the playing cards IO.
It's.
You don't have to roll. So the way this works with threat, obstacle, or opportunity, we're gonna tell you what bad thing will happen based on whether it's dangerous, uncertain, or both. And then if you're like, I'm gonna use my skill or I'm gonna roll to try and have the bad thing not happen. And then if you roll well, you just manage to escape. And on like a partial, it's like you escape but things get worse in a different way. And on a fail, it's like everything gets badder. Everything gets badder, but there's a hope that might help you in the end.
Okay. Okay, so... Okay, so I'm gonna, like, try to tug at that pile. That's, like, the folder that's underneath the pile of books, and there was something I didn't see.
Okay. And are you gonna roll for this?
I should roll, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so... Boop! One.
Oh boy.
You describe how the situation goes completely wrong and you are put in danger, but your coworker gives you a hope. Okay. So what happens, Esty?
Yeah.
It just falls, and I am now pinned under a pile of papers.
Are you... Can we put you on the second floor, like somewhere above the counter, so that there's
so we
like
all hear a thump.
Some dust falls from the ceiling.
It's like a bunch of crashing.
Artemis like looks up, looks down, brushes the dust off his shoulders.
Can I introduce a hope?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess this is technically learning something new that is helpful. Although you are pinned under several books, some pages have come loose from another book, and it turns out that they are actually some of the required pages for the monster hunting guide. They just kind of got shuffled in wrong into another book. So some of them are there, but you have to, actually get to them without them, scattering.
Sorry, Eve, when you rolled your dice, I should have increased our exposure, right? Because you used your weird ability.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Carry on.
Does that mean it goes up again?
No, because Esty Esty, did you roll 2 dice or you rolled 1?
I rolled 1.
Yeah, so it doesn't go up. If you just roll the d12, it doesn't go up.
Oh, I just rolled the d12.
Oh, I thought you used weird. Okay, then.
I did, but like I meant to, but I didn't realize I rolled both dice if I do that.
Okay, yes. If you roll your thing, if you roll with your ability, you roll with advantage. That's why it's useful.
Oh, yeah. Put up the thing anyway because I did intend to use my weird. I just
Okay.
Either way. Anyway, so ST's pinned, or I guess Poindexter is pinned, but sees what they potentially need that will help.
Yeah. Do we feel like this is a good cliffhanger to rotate round to somebody else?
Somebody else like the one guy who hasn't done anything.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I've done some stuff, just not as my character at all.
How about the thump above causes some of the black suitcases to fall out of their hiding place?
Black.
Oh shit, my gear.
I don't really know how that opens you up to anything. Maybe no, I don't know how that opens. I just figure it would be related in the sense that so far everything we've done has been related to the previous thing.
I know. I like how that transition happens, right? Like, if this was a TV show, you'd see the crash, you'd see the dust fall down from the ceiling, and you'd see the camera pan across, and like one of Sniffer's suitcases gets like dislodged, or like knocks on the floor, like it's gonna come open or something.
Yeah, I just don't know how that would open for a scene for him to react, because right now he's kind of alone.
Daryl, throw us a bone here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could say that it cracks open and it has several guns inside, and I'm like nervous about, one, the presence of coworkers, and two, the presence of a guy who I know is definitely a cop right over there.
You mean definitely not a cop, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I love that it opens. There's a bunch of guns inside, and
it could the thump and the loud bang in the back could alert the cop to the back. Like, oh, what was that?
Dex just like, help! Except it sounds like weirdly robotic because he has this stupid modifier. Help me. I am stuck.
I don't know if Nifty wants to go that route because he's the cop, but that's my suggestion on how to make it interesting.
The reason I don't really want to remove the cop from that scene is because we've
you.
set up this Vex cop kid scene where they're gonna fight over the thing that you didn't want to sell to either of them.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I mean, I wanted to sell it to the cop just because I thought it'd be funny, but not so much that I'm actually trying to sell it to the cop. I just, fucking with people.
I do want to get Sniffer into this scene somehow. I'd like to do that. And if that is like this comically, this suitcase feels like when it's full of guns. And we immediately get into a threat, obstacle, or opportunity of it being both dangerous and uncertain that if this not a cop turns around, they're going to see...
Oh, yeah. Do you think it fell in... So it fell in a way that if the cop turned around, he would see it?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. If we accept the flavor, I'm gonna say this is just like stupid hardware is in here. Like, there's a grenade launcher, like in a
yeah, I like it. It's like a Bugs Bunny thing.
Pops out and slides across the floor.
And it's like right behind the cop.
Yeah, exactly.
Shitting himself.
Okay, what does your character do in reaction then?
Probably curses and is like, kind of like try to do like a stealthy crawl over to like, kind of like a hand through the bars, trying to grab the key sort of thing, but trying to like grab the handgun from behind the cop. to put it back in the case and put it all away before he notices.
I assume
Okay, well,
this
is definitely dangerous.
is
Or
Yeah.
uncertain.
this
I would
is
say it's
both
uncertain.
dangerous and uncertain.
Definitely.
So you're gonna roll, right? What was your ability again?
Mine's information, which is
I have to check.
not-
Is this whole thing unfold? Like, is this out of Artemis's sight? I assume it's out of. It's got to be out of Artemis's sight. He'd be losing his goddamn mind otherwise.
He's like turned away, looking at some bullshit.
He's still playing fucking Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
distracted with the Raid Shadow Legends. I like this.
like the shop, there's so much bullshit in here that like the lines of sight are broken all over the place.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there's also that. There's
Yeah, so
fucking
if
shit
something was
everywhere.
happening on the floor, you're not gonna see it unless you're like,
No,
really close to it.
Okay.
You would look at CCTV.
God, that was it.
Right.
Sorry, we'll fix that later. Yeah, we can fix that later.
Well, yeah, let's establish it's both dangerous and uncertain, and if this cop sees this stuff, they are going to call the the proper cops. The not plainclothes cops. They might even freak out a little bit themselves.
That's a 2.
You didn't even... Oh, you couldn't
he did.
apply it. Okay.
Yeah.
You
Okay, how
describe-
does this go wrong?
Well, I'm gonna say that the handgun goes off.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Screaming from above. Just actual broken screams.
Like, our agent operator specialist man just reaches out and grabs the gun, but he grabs it by the trigger, and he forgot to put the safety on.
Safety on?
Yeah. Yeah, you always keep the guns loaded just in case.
Okay, so he's an American.
Undisclosed.
So the gun goes off right behind the guy. So I want to do the hope. Unexpected help appears as the gun goes off. Since everyone's like jumping, I want to say that Vex kicks the gun under some shelving just to kind of slide it out of the way. So there's some plausible deniability. I don't know where we're going with this, but Vex is doing his best. Their best.
I think I'm gonna need to add an extra hope here. I think because I don't think that's unexpected, right? I guess it is. You can't be sure that Vex is gonna help you out, but
Yeah,
that's kind of why I figure.
Okay.
It's like I also have another thing up my sleeve, which I'll explain later, which is why it's unexpected.
yeah. No, I'm asking for the purposes of rewriting these rules because the way that thing is framed is supposed to be like, oh, we can introduce a new NPC.
Okay, yeah.
But I'll do a rewrite on it. I think given it's 10:28 and that is the craziest shit that has happened, it's a good note to pause on, and we can come back next week and find out we fucking.
Will Artemis see where the gun ended up?
Will Dexter be able to free himself from the pile of books?
Can Artemis finish this leg of Raid Shadow Legends?
Will Cypher get fucking arrested for firearm possession?
Yeah. Find out next week on Dragon Ball Z.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, blah 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 blah.
Wow, you really lost a lot of enthusiasm for this, eh?
We have 2 viewers, and they're already subscribed to us.
I love all of you.
I'm gonna have to do
So
a new
I'm subscribed to us, and then subscribe to us again, so you remember that we exist.
Tell your friends to come check out what we're doing.
Yeah, we need Daryl to be really awkward that there's people he
Yes.
doesn't know in the chat.
Yes, bring people into the chat so Daryl can feel deep shame.
No more bad boy behavior. I'm not gonna decrease the engagement. We're gonna be good now.
He's gotta get his chicken tendies.
We're gonna be good. I don't want them to be mad. We're gonna be good.
Yeah, anyway, thanks for chilling out, watching us do crazy shit. we will be finishing Mystery Monster Merchandise next week, and then
Oh.
playing whatever game Eve picks the week after that, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have something in mind?
Maybe. I
Okay.
have something in mind, but I want to go through the things a little bit more before I finally decide.
Oh, and I guess next week I should probably draft what our agenda is going to be. Yeah, I'll do that. And then
Sure.
I'm committed to it. All right. Good night.